from the basement where it all started. It's the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Yep, we're back for another week. The Basement Benchwarmers. We're all in the basement where it all started. Eric, Ed, and Willie. Let's start with Ed. How was your last couple days apart?
Yeah, it was very good. Lots of sweating.
Eric, how about you?
Well, I did burn a lot of calories myself, too, working in the yard and going through what I would call spring training for Little League.
Willie?
Hey, so yesterday I played my first ever outdoor dartball tournament at Sheridan Lanes. It was pretty exciting. It was warm, too. But, yeah, it was a good time. Good time. You had to learn how to play the wind there.
Learn how to play the wind.
Dartball.
We have breaking news from the NFL. Cam Newton has signed a one-year deal with the Patriots. And you know what? That's our first question of the night. Do you think Cam Newton makes them a playoff team and also a Super Bowl contender if he starts? Ed?
Of course. They're the Patriots. Even if he didn't get signed today, they were still in that conversation.
Eric?
Well, I think any other team in the NFL, you'd probably say, I'm not. It's a different offense, but Belichick could adapt to anything. I don't know. Cam Newton's still a young guy, and he's got a lot left in the tank. Whatever they decide to do, I think Belichick will make it work.
How about you, Willie?
I think it definitely makes them interesting. I was going to say the same thing with Eric. You have to figure out how to use this guy in your offense, and they're used to a guy that dropped back and it wasn't too mobile back there. But it should be really interesting to see what Josh McDaniel does with this guy.
What's the big question here is, what does his wife look like, Cam Newton's?
I don't think he's married.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
What about
That's an interesting question, though.
His
Yes.
flamboyant wear.
Yeah.
How many headscarves does he have?
You know what? With their offense, you know what covers up a change in the offense is a great defense, and that's the Patriots still have that. Great defense, great special teams.
And the Patriots, I believe, will run the ball. Doesn't matter if they have 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs. It doesn't matter. They're going to run the ball with those guys. They're a fantasy nightmare, but it works well for the team. So, Cam Newton just makes them better. If he wins the job. In the report it said he's going to be involved in the competition. I can't see him not starting this year. It'd be weird if he didn't start. They're not going to put a guy out that he wouldn't have signed there if he didn't have a chance at really being the starter, which I think he's going to have a chance to be a starter. I really do.
So the alternative is what? Brian Hoyer?
No, it actually is Jared Statham. They like the kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the over-under games before Cam Newton starts?
0.
Yeah, I think
he starts game 1.
Give it to him
You think he starts game 1?
Yeah, I don't think there's any. Like Ed said, he's there. He's going to start. If he doesn't, then you know what? I'll look at it this way. We've seen the Patriots for years. They don't keep guys around when they have to. They cut guys that are problems. If Cam Newton can't play in the NFL, we'll know if he doesn't start for the Patriots. Yep. That Bill Belichick's going to start whoever can help him win games. Doesn't matter if it was Colin Kaepernick or Cam Newton or
the videographer
or Mitch Trubisky or the videographer. He's going to start who can win football games. That doesn't matter there. He's going to start guys that can help him. So I believe totally. We'll find out this year how good Cam Newton is. We're going to find out.
Well, let me. I know Scott's usually the one that asks all the questions, and we're just the peons here. But does this change our perception if we can go back? I don't know. Go back to the tape, right, Scott?
Yeah.
To where did we pick the Patriots, and does this change anything? I mean, from our perspective, if you picked them to be 9-7, 8-8, does Cam Newton make them 10-6, 11-5? What do you guys think?
Well, I'm not going to roll. I'm not going to go back on my word that Dolphins win that division.
That's right.
Your dad was smacking.
I can't go
You
back.
remember that limb you went on,
Yeah,
Scott?
I can't go back on that. Remember, Tua's going to be starting by game 3 or 4. They're going to win the division. Now that Cam's there, might change, but I can't go back. I'm going to stick with the Dolphins. I'm sticking with what they got going there. I like the coach. He's a Patriot guy. I'm a big fan of what they got going on. Last year, they were really good the last 7-8 games. They competed. I'm staying with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, I had the New Orleans Saints, so.
Well, Oh, in that division,
But
the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, you're saying in the division?
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
I think you guys might all pick the Patriots anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody picked the Jets or.
I picked Buffalo.
I think I picked the Bills.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I picked the
Buffalo.
Bills.
Buffalo. I forgot about Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think. Oh, you bring up Buffalo. That's interesting, and I understand. If you look at these stats, I saw this the other day. Someone posted this, and this isn't a homer thing because I understand the concept, but actually, Mitch Trubisky has better numbers than Josh Allen. Better percentages, everything. It's crazy.
Glad I traded him.
But it's weird. I mean, Buffalo's defense, you think about it, Buffalo wasn't, besides, they got 4 games that were easier with the Jets and the Dolphins. Okay? So, Josh Allen last year, I mean, playoff game, though, he did play good the first half. He did play really well in the second half. I don't know, Houston just, I don't know, that Buffalo Bills fell apart in the last 30 minutes of that game. So, but it's weird. I mean, once again, it's just about striking iron. When you don't have that elite quarterback, it's about getting hot at the right time and the guy just being good. And obviously, that's what it's about.
Fitting into the system, too.
Yeah,
And
yes.
I think Allen fit in maybe a little bit better than Mitchell.
Yeah. I think they're trying to do a thing with Mitch that Mitch not prepared to do in that offense, and I think that's why Nick Foles is there, because Nick Foles knows the offense.
Yeah.
And Nick Foles isn't a better athlete. He just knows how to run the offense.
Right.
That's why he's
Better
there.
on the block.
I think, you talk about the difference between those two. It's small market, big market team, because you don't hear much,
That is true, too. Buffalo, they write an article about you. They're more writing about their mafia, breaking tables
Right,
and
that's the most exciting thing
having
about
sex
it.
in the stands than they're talking about...
Wait, what?
Yeah. then they're talking about their quarterback, so you're
Was
right.
that the team that threw the Bills on the field?
Season I'm sorry. Go ahead. I missed what you're saying.
Get two. Well, wait. Okay, so let's move on here out of that. So yeah, breaking news: Cam Newton is going to be the quarterback, going to compete for the job in New England. Also, they were just levied a fine. That was part of the breaking news: $1.1 million for the Bengals sideline recording and losing a 3rd-round pick next year. So they get Cam, but lose a pick. So we'll see what happens. So tonight on the show, or today, whenever you're listening, we've got Eric's Beer Tent, Willie's Where Are They Now? We have Sports Minute. We're going to do Who Wore It Best, 81 through 90. Our snake draft tonight will be starting pitchers after 1970. And our brawls going to be the sexiest play in sports. So, let's kick this off real quick, and let's go to... Willie, are you ready for the Where Are They Now?
I can do that, absolutely.
Okay, good. Let's do Where Are They Now?
Where are they now?
Before it's too late.
Before he falls asleep.
Scott, will you sing the theme?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ready? It's Willie's Where Are They Now? Where are they now? Where are they now? Willie's Where Are They Now?
I just Shazam
that was
that.
beautiful.
All right, so what I'm going to do is give you some stats here and see if you guys can figure out who this guy is.
Mookie Betts.
And I'll walk into
Oh, I'm sorry.
what he's doing these days.
Some Mookie every week.
What? Did I do him already?
No, Mookie Wilson was the last
Mookie Wilson.
week?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mookie Wilson. Yeah,
In
that's
between
right.
the wickets.
I thought Willie forgot just to get the same piece of paper over again.
Andre Dawson.
I usually,
I thought I flipped that.
Usually I use a different color crayon every time.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a
Willie.
peppermint on the page. You couldn't see it.
Fuzzy candy.
That Werther's melted. Go ahead, Willie.
All right, so this guy got his first career no-hitter in 1990. He was a 10-time All-Star. He led the league in strikeouts 4 times. He was a Triple Crown in pitching in 2002.
Secretariat.
Sorry, different triple cross.
Sorry.
He won 3 games in a single World Series. He holds the record for the most strikeouts in a relief appearance, which is 16. He threw a perfect game in 2004, and he was the oldest pitcher to do so.
I'm gonna get. I know who this is.
All right. All right.
I'm guessing I know who it is.
Okay.
All right. He's a Hall of Famer 2015, and he retired after 22 seasons.
I don't know.
So what is this guy doing right now? He's actually got an awesome job. He's a sideline photographer in Major League Baseball and the NFL.
Yeah.
Who is it?
My
What
guess.
is he doing?
My guess is wrong now because I can't see him doing this.
1990.
I'm gonna guess. I was gonna guess Randy Johnson.
Ding, 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 ding.
That is
Really?
correct. Okay. Yeah, he won the 3 games in the World Series when the Arizona Diamondbacks ran with
Yep,
Kurt
yep.
Schilling. Yeah,
That's right.
Yep.
So what was the relief game that he
I just can't see him being a guy that
He
goes
did
out
that
and gets
against
another
the
job.
San
He
Diego
doesn't
Padres. I forget what year it was, but he had 16 strikeouts.
Before he tells us what he does, doesn't really John seem like a guy would just retire on a farm and never see him again? That's why he threw me off when he had a job now.
Boatload of money.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Tell us what he's doing.
Yeah, you didn't listen.
No, he's a silent. I know he's a silent reporter, but anymore too. That's
He's sideline
photographer. I'm sorry.
That's what he does.
Okay.
That's what he does now. He just takes pictures. What an awesome job to do
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
I bet you what, he has a really great vantage point.
I was going to say, I thought,
What, 6'7"?
Yeah.
is he 6'7" or 6'9"?
I think he's 6'10".
Yeah,
Is he really
that tall?
Yeah, he's super tall.
Wouldn't it be a great time
He's
to
like
get
an
out of
inch
this?
taller.
He hates birds.
Ask that Seagull how tall he is.
Yeah, that would have gave it away right away.
Oh, yeah, I was going to, but boom, I've been.
So Kurt
He likes
Schilling
feathers.
is aware of the
Not
not
Kurt
he's a
Schilling.
sideline. Eddie Johnson.
Whoa.
Too much free show.
Yes.
Yeah, how many beers have we killed in a
Pre-show was sponsored by Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey.
They are forever cemented, though, in time. Schilling and Johnson.
Schilling and Johnson, hands down.
Right.
The Arizona team. Yep.
Yep.
And Louis Gonzalez
Ooh.
joins in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Craig Counsell was on.
Yeah, Council was on that team. Yeah, yes, he was.
Did he win one with the Marlins as well?
I believe so.
We should do a Where Are They Now in Craig Counsell.
So this is my next question for you guys. Kind of throw out to you guys something new. So we talked about you brought up Craig Counsell, which I don't know why, because I thought of the Marlins. You said the Marlins.
Yeah.
So the Marlins obviously beat the Cubs in 2006, or the Bartman game. I don't like calling it that. But,
2003.
okay, 2003.
Yep.
So last night I was watching this game on the Marquee Network, and I turned the game on at the perfect point, the part that broke my heart. So as I'm watching this game, and I'm as you look back on this whole tape, you see that the inning starts out. They have a man on second. When I got onto it, there's one out, man on second. Up to bat is Luis Castillo. Actually, Mark Pryor had Luis Castillo 1-2 at one point. He had him hitting the outside corner perfect. He gets one ball called for a strike, one for a ball. Could have been both balls, both strikes. There was nothing wrong with that. As the inning goes on, you watch this happen. I firmly believe Dusty Baker's a moron. Okay, plain and simple. This is poor managing. If you think Joe Mann took Kyle Hendricks out too early in Game 7, although going by numbers, which is a mistake, when you get into situations like numbers have to go out the window, I believe. He, at the time, they showed the stat, Mark Pryor actually led the majors at 112 pitches per game that season. So you watch it, and I understand what Dusty Baker's thinking. But this is a game, if you win it, you're going to the World Series. Okay, this isn't game 13 in the season. Well, if we win, whatever we can, or it's the first game of a series. We don't want to waste guys. I get it, but this is Game 7. He does not bring a reliever up, which was Kyle Farnsworth, which maybe that's why he don't want to bring a reliever out. But he does not bring him up until they walk Castillo on a wild pitch. So now they have first and third. Ivan Origins is coming out. When Rod Pudge came up, I'm bringing a reliever. It's done now. This is I'm done with the whole, because Castillo is actually, when he had a foul ball, that was the Bartman ball, and I'll never blame Bartman for it, but that's what I'm going to get to in a minute. And Pudge comes up, battles, gets a base hit, still no reliever. Then they get Farnsworth up finally. After that, I'm sorry, before Pudge got the hit, during his bat, they bring the reliever up now. So now, then comes up, I cannot remember who was up when who hit the double play ball, but Alex Gonzalez boots the ball. Now the wheels are coming off. They were 3-0 to start the 8th inning. They ended up losing the game 8-3. But the question I have for you guys, and I want to ask fans, I have a buddy of mine who always gives me crap about it and says, "Oh, you blame Bartman for that game." I go, "No, I don't blame one man for a mistake. I blame the baseball players." Although if you watch the replay, I do believe Alou would have caught that ball. It wasn't. They talked about in the broadcast. It was interference, maybe. It was in the stands, which is a rule. If the ball's in the stands, it's not interference, and it was in the stands. But I'm going to ask Cubs fans first. Willie, I'm sorry, you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask Eric and Ed. Do you really believe if Alou catches that ball, do they win that game?
For sure.
Okay.
It's all a mental thing in baseball. When that stuff happens, I've been in these games before. Not obviously as big as that game, but one like right under it, something the Brewers were playing. No, but where the wheels just come off, and whatever you do, it just turns into a shit show. It doesn't matter what pitch, the guy hits a grounder, it hits a rock, bounces funny. It happens. It's all a mental thing, and then it just keeps piling on.
Yeah, I agree with Ed. I mean, when you play a team sport and you're close, especially at that level, you become one unit. And so you guys, it happened to one play to one player, and you could tell right away. I mean, you saw Mark Pryor kind of throwing his hands up, and you just saw everybody's mental capacity went down from that. And so it was pretty obvious to me that it was, they were all in it together. It was a team thing, and I agree that if it didn't happen, I think they would have been in the same spot they were with the same momentum, and we could be looking at that would have been that would have been them breaking the curse and winning the World Series.
I look at the blame at that because you got Dusty Baker managing the game, but the pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, he should have been in his ear. Think about that. He's got one job. His one job is to keep an eye on the pitchers out there. And, you watch these guys all season. You know what's going to happen. You see these guys. I would throw some shade at this guy right now. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean,
think about it. One job.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Pryor kind of lost his mind when that happened. So, I mean, Pryor, like you said, was pitching pretty well.
Yeah. He to be honest, the Castillo bat wasn't. It was just. I will say one thing. I'll give Castillo a ton of credit because Castillo was down 1-2, took a ball. He fouled like 4 pitches off that at bat. It was a good at bat by Castillo, and Castillo was a scrappy hitter. He was a guy, and every pitch he fouled off was outside corner. He was slapping it away because he was a lefty, obviously, and the foul ball was to. He was a lefty, and the foul ball was to left field that Alou could have caught, obviously. So he kind of every ball was that side though. Every ball he fouled off. So Castillo was part of it. Pryor was pitching well, but like I said, I mean, we beat up Joe Mann for taking off Hendricks, which I still stick. They should have left him in, but it worked out. Dusty Baker didn't work out. So, I mean, this is and once again, it's old school, new school mentality. I mean, but Baker has been a guy that wasn't a big trustworthy guy in young guys. And, you go into guys like the bullpen, Farnsworth, guys like that in that bullpen back then, maybe it's like, I don't trust these guys, because he was a big guy that would never bring rookies up. That was the thing. He was never a guy that would try young guys. Baker was always stay with the veteran, which is not a problem. That was a good team. I'm not saying, but that was a team kind of built with money. Yeah. The Cubs team that actually won the World Series was built with a farm system. Overall, their pitching staff was built by money. I understand, but their lineup was built by pretty much trades and low level money to get to that point.
And what was stopping them at this point from bringing in? What inning was 6th?
No, it was the 8th.
It was the 8th.
It was the top of the 8th. Where that's why I'm saying this is 3-0 in the 8th. You have enough bullpen.
That's way too long.
That's why I'm saying you have enough guys in the bullpen to go batter for batter to win the game.
Yep.
That's why I'm sitting there watching this last night going, because this is insane.
Nobody was up.
I'm sitting.
He did not bring Williams up till Rodriguez came up. Man, on first and third, 2 pitches in. So,
and who followed Rodriguez? Was it Lowell or
no? It was I cannot remember who hit the ground ball that should have been double play. It wasn't Lowell. I have to think about it. Give me a minute, but I can't remember who batted after Lowell.
I'm sitting here thinking, if this is the 6th or even getting in close to 7, why aren't they getting Clement up?
Yes.
Or like the teams do now.
Yep.
When you've got to get that win.
Well, I understand Care wanted to pitch next day. I get it, and I know people will say this is stupid. Maybe you might even say, you guys, that baseball. But in that situation, say screw it, bring Wood out. Let's just win the game.
You're up 3-0. You go for it.
Yeah, I understand.
We just talked about Schilling and Johnson. Went for it.
If they lose the game, then I guess we'd be sitting here beating up for putting Wood in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there was no relievers used, obviously, and I didn't look back at the history of how the relievers were used during the series. So maybe that was once again, were they overused? But once again, this is the playoffs. You're going to get overused. If you can't handle it, you shouldn't be in the lineup. You shouldn't be in the roster, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Chapman coming out after World Series blaming. Well, he put me in. After you told Madden you were good to go, then you give him a home run. Now you're blaming Madden for you. You told Madden you were good to go. You should have never told him you were good to go, right?
Man, I don't remember that as being the 8th inning. That was so close.
Yes, it was crazy. It was the 8th inning.
I just remember throwing shit at my TV.
That's the worst law. I mean, as a Cubs fan, that's got to be. Well, I mean, I've sat through a couple bad Packer losses, but that was a heartbreaker.
That Bull Durham one where the squibber goes between his legs against the Padres was pretty bad.
Leon Durham.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about too in that game, the one more thing before we move on, is in that game you talk about things going just off the track. Alex Gonzalez, when he tried to play that ball, he tried backhanding it up at his chest. It was like this. He was like this. He didn't slide his feet and just go like this and boom, boom. It was like me playing shortstop. Like, I'm just going to try to make a play. And that's what he did. He backhanded the ball with his glove and fell out. I'm like, this is the GOAT. This is it. This is exactly what they talk about.
It's the curse.
Why would a shortstop go like this ever?
Unless it was Dale Swaim.
But you know what? He could have just went like this, probably popped it here, and made the double play. Because I was always in the impression that it was like Juan Pierre running, so it wouldn't have turned double play. But whoever hit the ball, the double play would have been turned, no problem. Inning would have been over. But then they would have got one for sure, obviously. They got none, loaded up bases. I remember, though, the one dude that was like a utility guy hit a triple in that inning, scored 3 runs, and it was just...
Well, yeah, once the wheels came off...
Yeah, like Ed said, it was just like a runaway train at that point.
It's like my golf game.
Yeah, it's like that tin cup thing. Everything just collapses, and you can't stop it.
Yeah, so, once again, I was just watching last night. I was kind of interested with it, so I just wanted to just see what you guys' take on that was. You know, I know he Cubs fans here. I know Willie don't care. He probably thought it was funny.
I never watched that game. I mean,
Well, you're a jerk.
I think
I
about
thought that was funny.
So I know we're all here together and we're all drinking different things, but we're gonna go to the beer tent real quick. What is everybody drinking? Ed, what are you drinking?
I've got Brewdog Hazy Jane.
And Willie, what do you got?
I'm drinking Contact Haze, a hazy IPA by, how do you say that?
Elysian?
Elysian Brewery.
I'm drinking the same thing as the other night, the pomegranate, because I know I'm going to get a taste of Eric's in a minute here.
Oh.
So, in separate cups. Cups.
That's what she said.
So let's move into Eric's beer tent.
Okay, so my beer of the week, and I'm going to represent our great city of Kenosha. So I'm looking at Public Brewing, and I think a lot of people that listen, I'm sure, have had this beer. It's Bits and Pieces, which is a Mosaic IPA, brewed right here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's a Mosaic hop IPA, and I think what people that maybe like or dislike IPAs, it's like you like it for the hoppiness, you hate it for the bitterness. This one tends to be on the malty side, and so I think a lot of people that drink pilsners and lagers and stuff like that, which people that are kind of trying to venture out into craft brewing and beer drinking would like this beer because it's not too far-fetched, it's not too hoppy, it's not too bitter. It's a smooth drinking beer. And if you live in Kenosha, which I know a lot of our listeners do, it's a great way to support our local businesses. So Public Brewing, right downtown in Kenosha, Bits and Pieces, that's their most famous beer, and it's not bad. You guys like it?
Yeah, I've had it. It's good.
Yeah, we've all
like
had
you said,
it before.
malty. It is very
I have
malty.
it every week almost on the show.
I believe they're moving into a bigger space too, right?
I
The
think they are.
old Barnes building,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they are.
with food and everything, like the
Right.
whole spread.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little setup.
There'll be a dance hall for the rest of us, like
Yeah.
to dance.
And so my continuous, and I know I do a lot of IPAs, and I'll try to switch it up a little bit. My continuous thing is, and I couldn't find it on this can, but look for the date, because IPAs need to be drank within the a couple months of being canned. So, like I said, this one's on the malty side. It's a great beer. To me, it's like a great Kenosha church festival kind of beer when you're out hanging out with your buddies listening to what's that band you like? The
Modern Day Romeos.
Modern Day Romeos.
Modern Day Romeos,
Yep.
yeah.
So get out there, support our local brewery. We only have a couple here in Kenosha, or a few now actually. So Public Brewing, Bits and Pieces.
Awesome.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Sounds good. Yep. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Chug-a-lug.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Boom.
And let's hop into this week's Sports Minute.
This is the Basement Benchwarmers Sports Minute. Last week, the MLB announced that the season will be resuming July 24th, and with that, they announced some changes. There will be 40 divisional games and 20 interleague. Extra innings will start with a runner on second base and a universal DH. And July is going to be one of the best months coming up. The MLB starting July 24th, the NFL opening up training camp, the NHL projected to also resume, and the NBA resuming July 30th, with Jazz Pelicans at 6:30 Eastern Time and Clippers Lakers at 9 Eastern Time. This has been the Basement Benchwarmers Sports Minute.
So that that was loaded up with baseball, obviously, and baseball starting July 24th. Teams are already saying they're not going to go and things like that. So I don't know. Ed's shaking his head. What are you thinking, Ed?
I called this a while ago. I think it's all a bunch of crap. I think they were so far apart on a season for weeks. They were arguing. All of a sudden, they have a solution. 60-game season just pops out of nowhere. They looked really bad. A lot of bad press. The season pops up, and then it's like, oh yeah, but everybody's sick now, so I don't know. We might not be able to play, or I think it's all a cover story. I don't think they ever had any intentions of playing. We'll see if I'm wrong, but it looks really bad right now.
I thought this was going to be Ed's shower stall this week. All the players testing positive for coronavirus in Major League Baseball, but what does it really mean? How many players are really sick? Are they just? There's just a lot. I mean, they're testing them right now. It's a little bit unusual. I mean, we'll see what happens when people really come back. I mean, we'll see what happens with NBA when they come back. But yeah, it's strange.
And what was your conspiracy theory about where the baseballs are made at?
I believe all the baseballs were made in Wuhan. I looked it up. So that's the only way every player could have COVID-19 right now. And that's my conspiracy theory.
And that was Ed's shower stall.
So I didn't, it's weird to me, like, there's a report today Jabari Parker had tested positive for it, and they saw him out and about playing tennis and doing stuff. So, I mean, this is a slippery slope for players, owners, all this. If you have it, I don't know. I understand it's serious and all that, but every athlete that got it has never came back with any story of being really, really sick.
Was Jabari playing tennis with Dojovic?
Yeah. Maybe he was. Maybe that's how he caught it. Same ball. Wait a minute. Wait, never mind.
That's Lance Armstrong.
Yeah. No, one ball. That's one ball.
Isn't tennis considered like one of those elitist sports that, you tear down statues of tennis players for? I don't know.
Well, your favorite Billie Jean King, that was your crush back in the day, right?
Yeah, he was awesome.
Wow.
Put up, boom.
That's my daughter.
Oh, Jesus. So, you know what? Let's hop into something a little lighter and easier. Let's go into our this week's snake draft. This week's snake draft, we decided to do starting pitchers. Have to play from 1970 on. They can play before that, but they had to play in the 70s or beyond. So we didn't draw here, but we're kind of sitting this way. So I'll go Ed, Eric, Willie, and I'll go last. It's not a big deal. So Ed, you'll be starting off, kicking us off. So who is your first pitcher in your draft?
Well, if I'm getting first pick,
Ted Williams?
I was going to take Babe Ruth. A little loophole there, but I'm going Maddox all the way.
I agree with you.
Jerk.
150% on Maddox. There's no doubt about it. Eric, who do you have?
So, I mean, when I think about it's similar to, like, when I think about the, if you say an NFL quarterback, if you say an NBA basketball player, if you say a major league pitcher, the first person that comes to my mind is Nolan Ryan.
Willie, who do you got for your first pick?
Guess who I'm going to go with, guys?
Jack Morris.
Let me think.
No, I'm going with a guy that is a sports photographer.
I could have guessed that one.
These days. Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
I mean, he had I'm looking at his stats right now. I mean, he's awesome, but 4,875 Ks right there. The most for a left-hander. He's only behind Nolan Ryan.
I'm going to go with a guy that didn't play much in this, but he played till 72. And kind of an incredible thing I learned about him when I read about him was Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson played till 72, but he actually played in 3 World Series and was the MVP of 2 of them. And by what I read, he should have been the MVP of the 3rd one, but the team lost the World Series. So,
yeah, who'd they lose to?
I believe that was the Detroit Tigers in 1968.
Yeah, that was a decent team.
They were very good.
It's an interesting criticism on that guy.
Yeah. When I read the article, it said he only played in 3 World Series. Wow, a lot of guys don't like to play only and be MVPs at 2 of them.
Yeah,
and Parr was the best player in the other one, just didn't win it.
As Cub fans,
I'll take 3 for any pitcher.
And as a Brewer fan, you take 1.
Yeah, 1. So that Bob Gibson's mine. Ed, your turn.
No, it's coming back now. Snake draft.
Oh, I got two.
That's
I got
right,
two.
yeah.
I'm going to take the most hated man in baseball for a while. Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens, just a guy you want on your team because he'll beat people up and throw bats at them. I like it. And be a good pitcher.
And he'll rape your 15-year-old daughter.
Ooh.
Just saying. That's,
Not a big.
And this was Ed's shower stall.
So, Willie, on that note, your turn.
I'm going with a wild card here. I'm going with Gaylord Perry.
Gaylord Perry.
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
5-time All-Star. Come on. This guy was... How many teams did that guy play on, do you think?
It was like 14 or something.
Hold on.
It was stupid.
I've got it here.
You do have his...
You keep talking, Willie, and I'll
right.
tell you. Gaylord Perry, I'll name the teams he played on. Ready?
Go for it.
Giants, Indians, Rangers, Padres, Yankees, Braves, Mariners, Royals.
Crafty guy. You know, he's always touching his hat and his genitalia and all that stuff.
Stuffing up the ball.
That's right.
Yeah, got,
Vaseline pitch, grounded out to second.
so, Eric, who do you got?
I'm going to go Steve Carlton here, and I'm not going to say much about him, but he was a winner, that's for sure.
Let's see. I already got Maddox. I'm going with Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martinez.
He was solid for
Who's
many
your
years.
Daddy.
And he beat up an old man.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's you gotta have that.
Gotta
you know,
have-
Former Cubs manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Popeye.
Who's your
not
daddy
Popeye,
now?
What they call him?
Don
His name?
Zimmer.
Don Zimmer. What's his nickname? Popeye.
yeah.
Yeah, because he always had that look on him.
That's right.
Don
Yeah,
Zimmer.
a guy had a metal plate in his head, and he's fighting Pedro Martinez.
He fought worse than Nam. So it didn't
Actually, every
matter.
time his wife revved up the microwave, he'd piss his pants and forget who he was for a half hour. So it's plastic. Well, he's no longer with us,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Moment of silence for Don Zimmer.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go with somebody from the 70s. I'm going Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver. Okay. Was that the dad on Growing Pains?
Yeah. You remember that? He was like, Mike, go clean your room. Boners to bones. Been making a mess up there.
And he could pitch. I didn't know that. Go, Eric, who do you got?
Well, I think we're going to have a few Atlanta Braves from the 90s, a team that underachieved, that's for sure.
If
But
you
they
say John Rocker, I'm quitting.
well, he loved
like
taking
Subways.
he liked taking
the
the train number 6, right?
Who, the Atlanta Bills?
I'm going to go with Johnny Smoltz, who was an incredible starting pitcher and then had no problem stepping into the reliever position and saving games for the Braves. I also think I'm pretty sure he's a scratch golfer as well. But John Smoltz, to me, he's just an incredible.
He was a Tiger, and then we traded him for Doyle Alexander.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That worked out well.
That really
was
really well for
was
us.
a Tiger.
That's right.
So,
was a Tiger.
Willie, who are you going to take here?
I'm going to take this guy. Looks really good in a nice pair of jockeys. Or was it jockeys?
Yeah,
Fruit of
yeah.
the Loom.
It was Johnny.
Guilty.
Jockey, yeah.
Jockey Jim Palmer.
Because he came to Kenosha.
Is it Jim Palmer.
When Jockey was
Yeah.
there, he came to Kenosha and signed autographs, yeah.
Jim
Do you
Palmer.
want to see my jockey?
He might have actually did it at the Twins game one time for a Jockey, a promo type thing, possibly. But I don't know. But he did come
The only
back-
reason I thought of that is because on MLB the other day, they had the 1970 World Series where the Orioles were playing the Reds, and Palmer was pitching, and that guy was nothing but. I mean, he's so big and just elbows. And
That's what she said.
Very tan.
very tan too, but a good-looking guy. You should have seen the pork chop, sideburns he had.
So I got two here, and there's a lot of guys to pick from, but I'm going to go with one guy that is a homer pick, but I'm taking him, and I'm taking Kerry Wood. Kerry Wood, just for the years he pitched, he was incredible. I just thought the 20th strikeout game was by far one of the best pitch games ever in Major League Baseball, hands
Agreed.
down.
The best.
For a 20-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid, it was incredible. And then he did the same thing as Smoltz and jumped in reliever role for a couple years and did very well at that too. And guys like that is guys you want on your team. They don't complain, cry. Like Eckersley was the same guy. Was a starter, went to the bullpen. Guys like that don't have a problem with the ego and check it and go to the pen. I like it a lot. Kerry Wood by far is on the top of my list. So my other guy. Wouldn't have him fly my plane, but I would take him as a pitcher. Wow. And I'm going to take Roy Halladay. He's another guy that was another great pitcher, was a bulldog of a guy, and would go out there and eat innings up for you. And, I mean, pitched for the Blue Jays and Phillies and was good in both places. So Roy Halladay rounds out my 4. Willie.
Man, there's a bunch of them here, but I'm going to go with Homer. I'm going to go with Justin Verlander.
And he has a hot chick.
That's right. And she's a Michigan girl, too, from St. Joseph.
Really?
Michigan. Oh, yeah. Swing.
You know how she was discovered? Was it her? On a Jumbotron.
Is that right?
She had a Padre game, and they saw her, and they picked her out, and she started modeling from that. I'm almost positive that's her story.
And then they had to zoom back a little bit to get everything in the picture.
Yeah. What's her name? I always forget her name.
Kate Upton.
Yes.
Kate
Whoa,
Upton.
whoa. Hey, that was really quick. Someone's spank bank opened up. It was like...
She actually...
Let's do a stage draft on that.
Kate Upton is actually pretty darn funny. In fact, there was a few years ago, Verlander was kind of... he should have won, I think it was the Cy Young.
Yes.
And he didn't. And her tweet
I
the
remember
next
this
day
tweet.
was, and I won't speak verbatim, but she said, I thought I was the only one that could blank Justin Verlander.
Oh,
Wow.
Anywho.
Okay.
They're not married. Are they married now?
Yes, I believe
they
they
are.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that's all right. And in the eyes of God.
That's perfectly fine, yeah. So
Sorry.
Willie stole my pick. I mean, at this point, I think I'm going to take a guy that's... the success in the playoffs is outstanding. The bloody sock. The year with the Diamondbacks, I mean, he's forever, like we just said, cemented in with Randy Johnson. And that's Kurt Schilling.
Ed, you get to finish the draft.
So what I got? I got Maddox, Tom Seaver. I've got Pedro Martinez. So I got some pretty quality pitchers. My number 5. I'm going with an innings eater. I need to eat some innings. So
Give me number 4. 4, not 5.
Yeah, well, he
Take
can
your
this
beer
guy will
away.
pitch both days.
Okay, good.
I'm going Fergie Jenkins. This
Ooh,
guy
yeah.
won what
I like
20
it.
games, like 18 times or
like
something, and
Two Cubs grown.
370 innings, 180 pitches a game.
2 Cubs in the group. I enjoy that. I like that.
Yeah.
There could be more.
there's other ones here. Can we throw some?
Yeah,
out?
Yeah,
throw,
throw some out.
throw some out.
Wait, are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
That's-
Phil
We
got
got 3
like-
picks.
No, I got 4.
Yeah, we all got 4. I'm last.
Yeah, he's last.
Jeez.
I got Nolan Ryan.
Put him back on
No.
Zoom.
I got John Smoltz, and I just picked Schilling, so I only picked 3.
No, you picked another one.
Yeah, you had to pick one more.
No, 3.
No, you picked Kurt Schilling, and you picked...
10. We've made 10 picks so far.
Oh, we're done.
No, we pick 16 usually. 4 times 4.
It's 16, but that's
16.
not right. I picked 4, though.
Yeah, maybe you got to go again.
No, I picked 4. I'm the bottom. I picked 2, and you picked 2.
I've
I'm the
checked
top.
off.
Yeah, so you had 4. You got, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go
Go ahead, Eric. Pick your...
Pick another
pick
one.
your 4th
with a
one.
guy that I thought that
I only need
Willie-
a 4-man rotation. This guy over here.
Willie and Ed talk about, and they've talked about on multiple shows, but one of the greatest World Series performances ever in Game 7, Jack Morris.
Oh,
Jack Morris.
absolutely.
I thought,
Tiger Twins.
I thought you were going to go with another Tiger and pick
You want me to pick?
Max
You want
Scherzer.
me to pick somebody else?
I got another one for
I got honorable mentions all day.
Burt Blyleven.
Yeah, Blyleven was great.
Yeah.
How about the single greatest half season ever, Jake Arrieta?
How about, we forgets this guy, Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh,
Oh, there you
and
go.
Oral Hershiser.
Kershaw.
I got her.
Clayton Kershaw. you can
Any
decide.
Dodger. pretty
Eddie
much.
Dodger that they drafted in the 75th round.
I thought Willie would pick the Bird, Mark Fidrich,
Well, you know
that
what?
1 year.
That 1 year he was 76.
Yeah.
76.
How about Garrett Cole up to today?
Yeah, that's true.
Another guy, and I went to. You talk about a guy that instantly changed a franchise for a season via trade, and that was CC Sabathia.
Oh.
When he stepped onto the mound at Miller Park, that half, whatever it was, a half season, was incredible. He threw so many complete games and just changed the entire look of that franchise.
You know, who's the best one half season pickup, or at least one of them? Still Sutcliffe with his
Yeah.
16-1 after getting picked up for that Joe Carter trade.
Yeah.
And Joe Carter, he never even ended up doing anything.
No, he's
after that.
garbage.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, especially in the playoffs.
He never won nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember, he flew out to end the game against the Cubs, and the Cubs got in the World. The Cubs got in the playoffs that year. So
He wasn't
junk.
clutch. He wasn't clutch at
terrible.
all.
Couldn't finish the Cubs off.
How about
Yeah.
Tom Glavine?
Yeah, he has them over here.
Well, I thought we were going to have Braves like crazy.
Tom Glavine.
He thought he was going to get 6 picks over here.
Gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10.
Okay, so this week's top 10 is we've all kind of been there and heard stuff at kids sporting events. So this week is top 10 things overheard at kids sporting events.
Sorry, but I get told a lot of stuff at kids' sporting events.
Yep, that goes to them, and you don't even have kids. It's kind
Get
of
back
weird.
out of the bathroom, buddy.
Hey, why do you have a bucket of popcorn with no popcorn in it? That's weird.
Hey, dude, that's my mom.
I do hear all of those things. Go on, though.
So, top 10 things overheard at kids' sporting events. Number 10, once you get him on the clear, Johnny's going to be a star. Number 9, that little girl is pretty good. That's my son. Number 8, he was killing in the cages. Number 7, so hopefully your son has a different sport. Number 6, she's getting thick. Number 5, this is a long game for 13U. Yeah, it was 12U when they started. Number 4, how did these pistachios get here? Newport must have been umping. Number 3, great MVP award, Timmy. Too bad it was for the other team. Number 2, do they serve beer here?
Yep.
And the number 1 thing overheard at kids' sporting events, when do we start to talk about next year? So, that's things overheard at kids' sporting events. So we're going to move on here. And why don't we go on to a couple of trivia questions. We've been doing this last couple of weeks, or actually 1 week and 2 shows. One got deleted. But a little trivia for the guys. This week's a little different. So let's start out. Who wants to go first for trivia? Willie?
I'll go.
Okay, Willie. Oh, Ed. Okay, Ed.
Willie, he's still drinking.
Okay, so, Ed, what was the only team to win 2 World Series in the 1980s?
Give it to Willie. 1980s, huh? Think it's the A's? I don't think so. I thought they won the second one in like 1990.
Not the A's. Eric, I'll move to you since you're next on the table.
Toronto Blue Jays.
No, Willie?
I'm going to go with the...
He set you up. He said to go ahead
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, he was really jumping on that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but
It's got to be the most famous team.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
The Dodgers is correct.
80 and 85.
Doesn't say.
Or, no, 85 is Cardinals.
I'm going to believe you, so.
80 and 88.
88. 'cause
Yeah, the Gibson pump was at 88, yeah.
I'm going to go with the
Hamilton was on
Los
that.
Angeles Dodgers.
Dude, Eric gets every one of these questions.
Eric, you ready?
Uh-huh.
I'll give you a middle of the road one. What's an NBA player deemed to be if he receives the Maurice Podoloff Trophy?
Maurice. Defensive Player of the Year.
No.
I bet you got to do something with citizenship. He must be a good guy.
That's a terrible answer.
Do you reread that question? Because Willie's got me so far off now.
What's an NBA player deemed to be if he receives the Maurice Podoloff Trophy?
The best marksman with a gun.
No.
That'd be the NFL.
Actually, I did not know that a name to this trophy. It's the most valuable player trophy.
No
Huh.
way. Seriously?
Yeah.
Who is Maurice Podoloff?
I don't
Look
know.
that up?
I don't
Let's
look
it up right now.
Look up Maurice Podoloff. I'll get another question now while you're
That is
looking it up.
terrible.
So, Willie, this is your question.
Terrible.
All right.
Willie's looking up in his cricket.
Who was the first U.S. volleyball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals?
Karch Karai.
See, Willie, he's a savant.
Yeah, that's why that's the only one I know.
He puts the idiot in savant. Okay, so Ed, we're back to you.
Oh, great.
We're
I'll get
going
it.
around. What position must college football players play to receive the Davy O'Brien Trophy?
Punter.
Incorrect.
Quarterback.
Correct.
Ah.
That was Eric, by the way.
Eric. Eric, the next question. Who was the first athlete to rap at a Pro Bowl musical gala in 1995?
You threw me off with Pro Bowl.
The rapping party was... Yeah.
He was going through his Rolodex of rappers. And he,
Well, I was gonna go Shaq.
is it? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
That's incorrect.
Because I know it's
Yeah.
incorrect. So just bear with me.
Pushnickens.
We're bearing with you.
So then it obviously is Deacon Jones.
Jones, Jesus Christ. Willie, who do you think rapped his way to Pro Bowl in 1995?
1995, Maurice Podoloff.
He's cheating. He's an American lawyer. Maurice Podoloff is
He's
an
a
American lawyer.
Ukrainian, and he served as the president of the Basketball Association of America,
Yeah.
1946 to 1949.
So he never played?
But did he rap?
And the National Basketball Association in 1949 to 1963.
Okay, that's a trophy that should be tore down.
Yeah.
I don't think that's terrible. It should be named the Michael Jordan Trophy.
Does he have a
from
statue?
here on out.
Does he have a statue?
I think it should be named the Michael Jordan Trophy from here on out. Do we got some push here? Petition?
Yeah, let's go break something.
Yeah. I'm gonna go break a window somewhere because I want Maurice Podoloff to be off that name. Michael Jordan, it should be his trophy.
So what was your answer anyways,
So
Willie?
1995.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1995 wrapped his way to the Pro Bowl.
So just an athlete. We don't know where he came from. What athlete?
Yeah, we don't know where.
Oh, so 1995. No, I have no idea.
Ed.
And the Pro Bowl's what, for soccer? No. Rapping, 95. I got a lot of rap records, so I'm trying to think.
3 of them.
I have 0, but anyways, I don't know. Deion Sanders.
Correct.
Is it really?
And just a little teaser.
Out of left field.
Just a little teaser for next week's show. Deion Sanders might be in the bench clearing brawl. Stay tuned for that for next week. Deion Sanders may be in it.
I got
He wants to be a judge.
You know what's funny?
He's a big Deion Sanders guy.
It's 2 weeks in a row where he's been one of my answers, and I just threw him out like off the cuff and got it both times.
So our next question,
Deion
is,
Sanders. No.
This will be for Willie. Willie, who played in the first All California Super Bowl? So that means the teams came from California.
Yeah, I get that. So it had to be the Rams, LA Rams, and the Chargers.
Ed?
Do I have to know the year or whatever?
No, just the 2 teams that played in it.
All California. I'm going Niners, Oakland.
No.
Ah, damn it.
Scott, that would be the Super Bowl that Steve Young said, "Get the monkey off my back," and the 49ers beat the Chargers.
The Stan Humphrey-led Chargers.
Aw.
Remember the Chargers?
He did this, remember?
Remember the Chargers went to Pittsburgh and it was below 0 and they upset the Steelers in. That was Cordell Stewart-led Steeler team, I believe, too.
And that was the same year, wasn't it the same year with Yancey Thigpen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Was he a Spartan?
So the Packers were...
Yes, I believe he was.
He was a
The
Spartan.
Packers were in the playoffs. They won the division that year.
Eric should be on a sports show. He knows this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, except I didn't know anything about Maurice.
Total off.
Total off or Karch Karai?
Let's go one more round.
I know Karch
entertaining.
Karai. I saw Karch Karai play beach volleyball in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I did too.
You just went for the short shorts.
He's a good-looking man. Good-looking man.
Well, I was there for the after party.
Okay. Ed, this is in your realm. What team hired the first NFL professional cheerleading squad in 1972?
First of all, we know it's not the Packers, so...
Yeah, the Omega Moose, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Omega. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Well, we know it's not Dallas, so... it's got to be something off the wall. It was a crazy team back in those days.
Back in the 70s, they were all
I was
crazy.
going to say Dolphins.
Nope, not the Dolphins. Eric?
So, can you repeat the question?
What team hired the NFL's first professional cheerleading squad in 1972?
Can you put that in a sentence, please?
Can I phone a friend? Is it that the Dolphins or the Cowboys didn't exist?
No, they were around.
So I'm going to go Cowboys.
Is it that?
Yes, it's
it
the
was
Cowboys.
Too simple.
That was that easy, for
Yeah,
Pete's
see?
sakes.
Did you think? Would you have guessed it?
No, that's what I was
Scott
guessing. The
wore it
Cowboys.
all over his face.
Too easy.
I had the tassels and all on my face.
He had a Dallas cowgirl on his face.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't have time to deal here.
Sorry, we're in his house.
So, Eric, this is for you. What nickname do boxing fans call 300-pound Eric Esch, king of the 4-rounders? What's his nickname?
Suma.
What's incorrect?
No
Butterbean.
Yes, Willie. Butterbean is correct.
Look at you, Willie.
And Willie, since you probably drank this,
I was going to say King Hippo.
What diet
Formaldehyde.
drink was hyped by Coca-Cola for having only 1 calorie in 1963?
Tab.
Yes, Willie finishes out the excitement of trivia tonight.
Can I get a tab?
Do you remember
Well,
what
you
movie
haven't
that was
paid.
used in?
You haven't ordered yet.
Exactly.
How about a Pepsi free? Son, you want a Pepsi? You got to pay for it.
What movie is that from, kids?
Would you just get off the ship? Would you jump ship?
The life preserver.
What time the movie is from?
Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future.
Can't leave him hanging.
Wait, I thought it was Star Wars.
Probably people that listen don't even know what Back to the Future is. Remember, just don't go to 2020. So, okay, 81 through 90. Who were our best? 81 through 90. Looks like we're going to have a little receiver action tonight. So, we're going to start with 81, and we're going to go the same way we've been going. Well, we'll just go who wants to name one. Who wants to go with 81? Everyone want to give me 81? They like?
Deacon Jones. It's on my list.
He was a receiver?
No, it could be anybody 81.
He was
81.
81. He was 81.
Deacon Jones. That was awesome.
I named someone before, but we did this before when the show got erased. So I'm going to take someone new, and I'm going to take Terrell Owens.
Oh.
T.O. I just did the whole T.O. T.O. thing. Whatever he did when he scored. Anybody else want an 81 in there? Throw one in?
Well, I got just a great nickname, and that's Dick.
Dick's a great nickname.
Which is for Richard.
Well, I didn't know you play receiver, but now 81.
Would you let me finish? Dick Night Train Lane.
Oh, okay. That was just the guy's name was Dick.
Yeah. Look,
Well, Dick is a nickname for Richard.
his original name was Penis Night Train.
That's what she said.
Well, his first nickname was Dick Flaccid Train. They didn't like that. They went Night Train. So
Awkward. He protested against that.
82. Who wants 82? I'll start 82 because I like this guy. Ozzie Newsome, one of the best tight ends and probably one of the best GMs in football ever. Baltimore Ravens did a great job with them and did a great job as NFL tight end for the Cleveland Browns. So Ozzie Newsome, I'll take.
All right, I got, this is for Hop, a purple people eater, Alan Page.
Alan Page. Didn't he go the wrong way one time?
I think so. Yes, he
did.
did.
Took
Yes,
the
he
fumble
did.
the wrong way one
Yes,
time.
he
Yeah.
did. One way, Alan Page.
Is he like a Supreme Court justice for the
He
state
is.
or something
Yes,
else?
he
Yes,
was.
he is.
Or
Yeah.
is. Yes, he is.
Well, I'm going 82. I'm going Raymond Berry of the Colts.
Nice.
In the big game, he had like 14 catches and 100 and some yards.
He was a teammate, I believe, of Amici.
I believe so.
And he coached the Patriot team that the Bears beat in 85. Eric, 83.
Well, 83, I think, you got a Hall of Fame wide receiver here that played. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, right? So Andre Reed.
Andre Reed, okay. 83, anybody?
I got one, the Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks.
Ted Hendricks.
That's
I
right.
like it. Ted Hendricks.
Great. That's a great nickname.
That's right, the Mad Stork. But you remember how tall that guy was and the wingspan? That's why he was the Mad Stork, man.
I remember these. He's one of the pair as Mark Clayton
Yeah.
and Super Duper.
The Marx Brothers.
Yeah, back in, what was
Yeah.
that, 83? Where
83, 84. Yeah,
those
they were
huge
incredible.
years.
Yeah. And that had something to do with Dan Marino, I have a feeling, too. He was pretty
Was he on that team?
You ever heard that guy, Dan Marino?
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened.
He
to
had,
whatever happened
he
to
had a
that
weak
guy,
arm.
He was a flash in a pan kind of guy.
Kind of a weak arm.
He's working on his tan.
Yeah. He never won a thing. He's no good. I'm going to take Speedy Willie, just for fun. Willie Galt. What the hell? X-Bear, X-Raider.
That's right.
Because he was fast.
Wasn't he a track champion too?
Yes, he
as well?
was. Olympian, actually.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
So 84 has got a plethora of fellas here. Who wants to jump 84 for? Well, 80. Let's just all agree 84 Randy Moss, right? We all agree.
There you go.
Agreed.
Okay.
Second best receiver ever.
Yep, behind
Jerry.
number 80,
Yeah.
Jerry Rice. Okay, so we all agree Randy Moss.
Randy Moss, yep.
Well, I mean, my 84 is one of the greatest Packers ever. It's Sterling Sharp.
I've got one. The Timeout Foundation, Chris Webber.
Nice.
That's right. He
He does have a foundation called the Timeout.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll pick one of Willie's other guys, Herman Moore.
yeah.
Herman Moore.
Nice guy.
Great receiver.
Was a great
Yes.
receiver for the Lions. And I'll just throw in a tight end that was probably one of the best ever also in Shannon Sharp. A very good tight end. I'm a fan of tight ends, so... wait. Yeah, I'm a fan of tight ends. Whatever. So 85.
Well, hey, real quick, Shannon wore 82 for most of his career, but he wore 84 in support of Sterling.
Oh, yeah, when he got hurt.
That's about right.
When he broke his neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or pissed off the media.
Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever. Okay, so 85. Who wants to throw 85 out there? Eric?
Well, Scott, you should take 85 because there's only one 85, right?
85? Who's 85?
Well, I mean, Ocho. Cinco.
Oh, Joe Cinco.
Yeah, number 85. His name says it.
That would be Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson.
Some of the greatest touchdown celebrations ever, legal or illegal. Great receiver. Maybe not a Hall of Famer, but solid.
He was good for a few years, yeah.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer liked him.
I got one here. Played 201 consecutive games. Jack Youngblood.
Yeah, nice, good pick. Was a great defensive player.
Yep.
And how about you, Ed?
I don't like any of these guys, but I'll go with Nick Buonacati.
Yeah, Good.
You don't like Nick Buonicotti?
Played on the undefeated
His
Dolphins.
name's hard to spell.
Played on the undefeated Dolphin team. Son actually
Yes.
had a son who got paralyzed playing football. Actually,
That's correct.
Sure did.
in college or high school, I believe. We can't. I was going to leave 85 to you guys, but you guys didn't bring up Antonio Gates. Come on,
Yeah, well,
he was a undrafted free agent.
left it
Great,
for you.
great power forward.
Yeah, great power forward. Played actually, I believe, I could be wrong. Correct me, Jason Kidd. Am I wrong with that, Jason Kidd?
At Cal?
At Cal. Oh no, that was Tony Gonzalez. That's coming up. My bad.
Yeah.
I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
Settle down. I think he played North Carolina.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was
Yep.
Tony Gonzalez who played with Jason Kidd.
Gotcha.
Okay, 86. 86 is pretty low. Eric, go ahead. I know you want this one.
Well, because,
This guy had a rapist wit.
86?
Yeah.
So last year, well, it was a while ago, but last year Scott and I went to the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1 at the Pfizer Forum.
different
Yeah.
86.
So
different rapist.
I don't think we're talking about. I think this guy's fairly clean, but so Scott obviously took a picture of me with Antonio Freeman. So he's my 86, one of the greatest catches in NFL history in that Monday night game against the Vikings, where he's on the ground and pops up, and
I remember watching that game.
obviously
I do, yeah.
the media didn't even know what was going on, and he runs in for a touchdown to win it. But I'm going to go with Free.
I actually sat next to him for a full game at the Bucks game.
You buy you a beer?
And I actually looked at him and said, "Man, you catch some tough balls, but you can't catch the easy ones. You suck."
That's about right.
And all Packer fans agree with me. No.
Yeah, there's some truth. There's some truth there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so
You want me to do the 86 years?
the rapist wit guy.
Are you going James Lofton? Okay.
Well, Lofton wore 80 for most of his career.
No, but this is with Buffalo.
Yeah, this is 86.
Oh, we're going to go Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of my favorite NFL rapists, James Lofton. Just one of them. He's my top 10.
That'll be our snake draft next week.
Snake draft, favorite NFL rapist. That's right.
Yeah, nice.
Buck Buchanan.
Buck Buchanan. Okay. So we're going to go to 87. 87. Anybody want to throw one out for me? 87. Willie.
Well, there's a couple there. I'm going to go with Sid the Kid Crosby.
Good pick. I like it. Great. He's one of those guys that lived up to what he was expected to be. Actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was kind of a LeBron type kid, if you think about it. For hockey, not as big, but he was hyped through all of high school and everything,
Yep.
and he actually lived up to expectations. He's one of those guys.
And he's
so.
very hated besides being, adored by
yeah,
fans.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of
Kinda like LeBron.
Yeah, you're right. Eric.
So, my guy is, I just heard an interesting story that this guy and his quarterback, a few years after this actually happened, drove to a schoolyard and played football with some kids and actually reenacted this famous play called The Catch. And that's Dwight Clark. They actually did this. Joe Montana and him were driving around. They actually saw some kids playing in the yard, or playing in the schoolyard, and they went in, they drew up the play against the kids and did the catch, which is pretty amazing. I think it's one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
That was one that was practiced all the time with that team.
They said that, it was against the Cowboys.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
And the Cowboys defense said it was the luckiest play in NFL history.
In the interview I saw with Joe Montana, he said he just threw it to that corner and hoped he was there.
But Dwight Clark and other people...
And it's all about timing. It's all about
said
timing.
that they practiced that all
the time.
Because you watch a replay, Joe Montana
walls.
actually throwing on his back foot,
Let's
and
do
he
that
has
three
a guy
more
in
times.
his face.
Three more times.
He has to throw it over this guy, and he can't see the vision. He knows where it is, but it's all about practicing it because you understand where your guys are going to be.
Who was in that defense? Wasn't it Too Tall Jones?
He was.
And how tall was he?
He
He was too tall.
Too tall.
He was too tall.
He was way too tall.
Yeah.
And they got the
If anybody
ball.
knows that, call us right now.
So I'm going D. Clark.
Okay, so 87. And also we talked about this on the last show when we brought up 87. There's a statue actually outside Levi Stadium. I believe that
Hopefully.
immortalized the depends. 87. We're going to go to 88. A lot of numbers there.
Ton of
Now you know
numbers.
what? Who'd you name Willie before? Did you name Alan Page?
He's
both.
He's
been
both. He's
okay.
both. He's been both.
Because Alan Page is on that number.
Yeah, he
Yes,
goes
yes.
both ways.
That's right.
He runs back touchdowns for his own team.
He's 88 when he's running back to run wrong. He's
Yes.
running the wrong way.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yep.
'Cause
So 88, I'm going to start it out. I'm going to name who I named before. Played basketball at Cal with Jason Kidd. All-time leading tight end receiver in NFL history. Tony Gonzalez. Played for the Chiefs and for the Falcons. And was obviously being a fantasy guy, he was productive from day one to the last day he played in the NFL. He was the guy that got you 8 to 10 touchdowns a year, and not many guys do that anymore.
Nope.
So that play that long. Their last year he's not productive. So Tony Gonzalez is my favorite 88.
Go ahead.
My 88 is a guy that I actually got to see enshrined in the Hall of Fame. I was there for Favre, but Marvin Harrison. I think one of the most productive, one of the greatest receivers of all time.
You know what he's doing now?
He owns a car wash. We all know that.
That's did we cover that on Willie's? Where are they now?
I didn't finish. I didn't sing the outro.
No, he
though.
shot some guys
No,
at
he
the
did.
car wash.
That's right.
I didn't sing the outro though for him.
Oh, the
He
outro.
did. He did not.
Oh, sing it.
Mattel.
Just no.
No.
The mood's over. I can't do it.
So, anyways, the joke is he shot some people at the car wash
That's right.
Yeah,
That he
so-
owns.
that he owns. Yeah.
Oh, they wanted
You
that
still go with
wax.
88s?
They want to give it to him. Yeah, 88.
Second Amendment.
88.
I got Lindros, another big ape in the in the NHL. I don't know if he ever. You think he ever really amounted to as much as he
No,
was?
but I tell you what, he had some good hits. You know, I mean,
He's a big, strong center. I mean,
Right.
kind of like in the Lemieux mold,
yes,
but he was obviously
concur.
not Lemieux.
If I remember, he had great hair, didn't he?
Is he one of the 20th best hockey players ever?
No,
no,
Lindros?
not
Really?
even close.
heck no,
50?
not at all, not at all. How about Lynn Swan?
Lynn Swan. Lynn Swan. He had that great catch in the Super Bowl. I can't remember which one, but one bobbling in the air and came down with it.
Didn't he
Right.
marry Mrs. Cosby?
No, that one. No, that was Ahmad Rashad.
Martin
Oh,
Shot.
Madra Shah.
That guy. That
Felicia
guy's like
Swan.
that guy's like the Forrest Gump of sports reporters.
Yeah.
He's like he always runs into all these people that. And you know what? I had a Dr. Pepper.
I got to play.
I gotta pay.
Hey, I got shot in the buttocks.
We would be remiss not to mention Michael Irving. He was a great receiver, also at 88. So 89. I'll start that one with the coach Mike Ditka. Although fans that don't understand, we love Mike Ditka, but he's also won a Super Bowl as an assistant, a player, and a head coach. Cowboys assistant and a player for the Cowboys. And was a great tight. Oh, I'm sorry, he played for the Bears also. Great tight end, not just a coach as people think he is. So Mike Ditka was one of the first punishing pass catching tight ends after Raymond Bear. Raymond Bear was up there
The Bears.
Yeah, and what they always say, who would win, and if it was, Mike Ditka versus a hurricane named Mike Ditka.
Whoa, a certain Hurricane Ditka.
So 89. Anybody else got 89 for us?
I got a hockey player for you.
Go ahead, throw it out there.
Alexander McGillney.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Willie got this. I sent him over the thing, the punch up in Pistani.
Yes.
And McGillney, it was part of that.
Oh, yes, he was.
One of the greatest hockey fights of all time. And the Russians wouldn't fight. They were kind of pansies.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a juniors game. Brendan Shanahan, McGillney, Sergei Fedorov,
Yep.
Pierre Turgeon. Well, they had to actually turn the lights off because the benches cleared. And it went on for, what do you think, 10, 15 minutes?
For
They're
sure,
just-
yeah, absolutely.
Dude, everybody's just wailing. They turn the lights off, and Shanahan goes, well, there was a lot of stuff I did when the lights went off that I'm not proud of.
Nice.
But Mogilny was in that.
Nice.
Yeah, he was, yep.
Nice. Any other 89s?
The passion that Ed and Willie have for hockey is just amazing. We should do a whole entire hockey show at some point. Scott and I will probably just be looking at each other like, what the...
Every time you ask him to say something, it would be crickets.
So how about a guy that had a passion for playing special teams, and that's Steve Tasker.
Oh.
He's my 89.
That's awesome, man.
He's not the guy that wore the kazoo helmet, was he? No, that was Kel.
He played a lot of kazoo.
Who'd you just pick, Tasker?
I think Steve Tasker, yeah.
Yeah, it was Kelso with the kazoo helmet.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the guy.
Breaking beans.
The guy. Another guy I want to mention because he was actually a real good tight end. Mark Bavaro for the Giants. He was a great tight end. So number 90. 90 brings us up to the final number of today. And Eric, who do you got for 90?
Well, my 90 is, we got the 4th of July coming up, and I know we're a lot of our communities are not having fireworks, and we're upset. But fireworks sales are through the roof right now, and I know a lot of people are going to have them locally, and so we should really learn from this number 90, Jason Pierre-Paul. You have to really be careful and understand what you're doing with fireworks. Jason Pierre-Paul mishandled fireworks, and he actually had to have his right index finger amputated.
Yeah. Now he's
So-
got 2 lobster claws.
Yes, yes. He was a great player, but
Hold
he's
him with
gonna,
both hands.
his legacy is going to be based on fireworks at this point. So please, happy 4th of July as it comes. Be careful. Learn from Jason, and be safe.
Reggie White had the club move. Jason Pierre-Paul has a club. So, kids, you want to move or have a part of your body? Have the move.
That's right.
So, be smart with fireworks.
Hey, you
please.
can't count to 10.
So,
That's terrible.
Any other number 90s out? That's hard to follow. Number 90s.
I don't know. That was a pretty good one to end there.
Just leave it there.
Yeah, let's leave it.
You know, the omission that baffles me, and then maybe this is another show that when we do tight ends and stuff like that, but Rob Gronkowski had 87. Is he, we talked about a ton of tight ends in here. Is he not the best tight end in NFL history, Rob Gronkowski?
No. I'll take Tony Gonzalez.
Bench clearing brawl. Go!
There you go. I mean,
I'll take Tony Gonzalez. I actually, 87, we forgot to mention, too, I'd argue with
Jordy Nelson.
Travis Kelce.
Oh.
Another great tight end. He's played with how many different? He's played with Alex Smith, and his numbers never changed the whole time. Gronkowski always played with Brady,
Yeah.
which Brady and when he once again, I'm not knocking Gronkowski. In his prime,
Yeah.
I take him in a heartbeat. But when you're playing with receivers that are, a lot of no names through the years, besides slot receivers that were good, besides the Amendolas and the Edelmans and guys like that, they never had. Besides Randy Moss, who were the guys on the outside, they had you were like, oh, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess it's a good argument. I wouldn't say no, like I said right away, but he could be up there. I would give him in the top 5 for sure. An argument.
Two quick things. I looked at fantasy football rankings the other day. Kelsey is ranked ahead of what's my boy's name in San Francisco? Kittle.
Yes.
George Kittle.
Yes.
And the reason being for that is because of the quarterback.
But
and the offense they play in.
But the second thing is I do think Rob Gronkowski is the best tight end ever.
Yeah. Because the Kittle fantasy thing I would understand, because remember last year in the playoff game, and not being funny, against the Packers,
6 completions.
Kittle didn't get a ball because they ran the ball so well. That's their MO. They're going to run the ball and play defense.
Yeah.
And they're going to throw a ball when they have to.
Sure.
And Kittle makes plays, but
Kittle
what do you think KC's going to do?
They're going to throw.
They're going to throw the ball about 15 more times a game probably.
Yeah, Garoppolo had 6 completions in that game.
In a playoff win.
Of course, we don't even want to talk about what the running game was like. No,
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Ditka.
Ditka. Oh, it's like a shiny thing. You got to be off the path. Ditka. We're talking about Ditka. Yeah, Ditka.
It's like a dog with a squirrel. A squirrel.
The bench clearing brawl, I'm going to judge tonight. And the bench clearing brawl we decided to do tonight is the sexiest play in sports. An example I will give is the double play. I think is a sexy thing because double play can be turned by so many guys. It's the smoothest of it. You got a Javi Baez starting it up, or a Javi Baez snap throw first. It's one of those things that's like, that's you got Rizzo stretching for the ball. It's cool, Or I'm hoping not taking it, but the walk off home run is also sexy. So those are kind of the ideas we had or the thinking. So first, I'm going to judge tonight because I just gave my 2, and my 2 would have probably won. So
as far as
I'll say this will be for who's going to be champion of the B flight. So. Willie, start us up with your sexiest play in sports.
I'm never the popular one in this thing because I always go off the path here.
Great.
Yeah, always
hitting a stone and blocking.
Absolutely, guy. That's how it works. So,
anything sexier than sweeping?
Hard. Depends what she's wearing.
So I'm going to give you a little definition of what this is. It's a dramatic kick made by a player throwing both feet in the air as the ball is approaching on the fly, while moving the legs with a pedaling motion to kick the ball in the opposite direction to which the player is facing. The player is usually ending up sprawled on the ground. I'm telling you what, the first time I ever seen a bicycle kick, Pele. I'm telling you what, that was one of it takes a lot of timing, coordination to make that and to put it in the goal. You have to be right on it. So I was watching some highlights, and Ibrahimovic, Zlatan, the guy's best guy in the world. So the goalie comes out, punches the ball out. He comes back to it. The goalie's out like on the, I don't know where he's at. He's out of his goal area, and he kicks it because he knows he's not there. He flips it right in the goal. But I'll tell you what, that's like the most poetic goal you'll ever see. I'll tell you what, it's very sexy, is what I want to say. So that's what I got there, Scott. I look at you're looking at me right now.
No,
No, it's not bad.
I right now you're winning because you went
Okay.
first. No, if you were by yourself, you'd win. But no, I agree. When you said it in a pre-show, I was like, that's a good.
There's a lot of
Yeah, I like that one.
takes a lot to it.
It's sexy.
So here's Ed's.
Now, I'm going a little bit off the charts here, which is strange because I'm usually so focused. But I hope I don't take Eric's answer. But what is sexier than horseback riding?
Bareback.
Listen to this. Even the terminology drips with sexual innuendo. In what other sport can a young lady wearing chaps get a leg up and mount an Arabian stallion bareback? I can't even hold it together. During a pole bending event. Then, after breaking in the thoroughbred with some endurance riding, she can dismount if his mouth is too soft to make it through the pleasure event. Those are all terms, I swear.
I don't gotta go to lawyers, thank God.
Check the censors. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, okay, so right now it's close. Though I got Willie's bicycle kick and the pleasure event over here. So Eric, what do you have for me?
That was so erotic.
I'm in boner.
So
Right now, that story has a picture of Fabio on the front of it.
and that's who I pictured the entire time. So I was gonna. I mean, it's easy to go that route. I mean, it could be an Anna Kournikova backhand, or a Paige Spiranak drive. I mean, that's very sexy. But to me, there's nothing more sexy and poetic in sports than the alley-oop. So you have the lob, and the impact of the dunk, whether it's Kobe to Shaq, or these days it's maybe it's Eric Bledsoe to Giannis, but the ball floating in the air and that moment of just sensation and just it's euphoria, and then the impact of the dunk, just bringing it home, slamming it. It's orgasmic. It's just it's amazing. I mean, Scott, you've been there. Well, I meant we go to Bucks games together. He's Giannis, yes.
I thought you were talking about the
And they
pass.
eat elote together.
Well, we eat elote, and it's it's spicy,
Caliente, actually.
caliente. And then we see all this happen. It just basketball is a beautiful sport. It's a sexy sport. That's just a sexy moment with the impact of the alley-oop.
It's almost like a halftime show with Shakira
yes,
and
So real quick, before I make my
Lopez.
judgment, what was it called? The pleasure ring?
Shit.
If he has to look
Pleasure event.
I don't know.
And if their mouth is too soft, that means they can't hold the bit in their mouth. So if they got a soft mouth, talking about the horse again.
The
if
pleasure,
you go malls,
the pleasure of
wait a minute. Why does he get a rebuttal?
No, I just
Ed
asked him-
always isn't it right, Willie?
I'm
Ed
sorry. I was
always
gonna
gets the favoritism here.
I was going to agree with Eric on the basketball being so sexy because you remember the sexiest thing we've
leather.
ever seen at a Bucks game?
No.
That lady flipping dishes onto her head on that unicycle.
It was. That was
pretty sexy.
pretty incredible, too.
Yeah.
That's where we got the hand from.
Yeah, she might have left it here.
So I'm going to recap. Willie, bicycle kick. He gave me the technical
Tentacle?
technical description of it.
Right.
But I agree. That's a great thing. Ed, with his pleasure ring, whatever it was.
I didn't know what it was talking about.
It was bareback.
It was well written. I liked it. It was comical. I enjoyed it. But true, it's all true.
He was
Nothing made
reviewing
up
a
there.
porno.
Sexy.
The alley oop, I enjoy a ton. It is. I agree. When the ball's in the air, what's going to happen with it? And you know what? I'm going to have to do this, and it's terrible, too. I don't want to do this. No, I got to pick Eric. Oh! And you know what? If Eric would have brought LeBron up, he would have got picked.
No, but who did I bring up?
Kobe and Shaq, and he brought up Bledsoe and Giannis. I go, say,
Yes.
I'm in my head, say LeBron, you lose. It doesn't matter.
No, why would I? No, who's throwing LeBron lobs? I mean, nothing more beautiful than Kobe to Shaq.
You said Kobe to get in my head. That's what you did. You did it. Yeah.
I didn't even know you were going to be the judge. I thought
lead you towards my way.
Listen to that favoritism.
Well,
What could I led you?
if Kobe would have kicked it in.
Yeah.
Kobe?
It was the Pele thing.
Yeah.
Pele's just not sexy.
he's got a picture of
Should I say-
Pele right now. He doesn't look that sexy.
Should have said David Beckham.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's sexy.
That's
$6,000
bonus.
suit
That's
and the
bonus
vest.
all right. Damn it to hell! I used the wrong
It's one of
guy.
Willie's blue pills.
You don't need a blue pill for
I thought
Beckham.
they were purple.
Okay, so a couple like wild card questions for you guys. The first thing I saw today that kind of caught my eye, and I actually saw it today. Adrian Peterson says NFL running back pay is disrespectful, and things change is going to come. So, what do you guys think about the running back pay of these guys making, franchise tags of $13-14 million? It's so because he actually states they should make as much as quarterbacks. So
Running backs.
Yeah, that's what he says. I will read a little tidbit for you guys real quick. He is talking. He is saying like Devontae Freeman and Todd. The article says you take Freeman and Todd Gurley. They didn't live up to their money. You have Le'Veon Bell who did the same thing. Melvin Gordon. We're going to see what happens this year with him. But Peterson says that you should make the money. And Peterson was asked by TMZ why running backs aren't valued as high as other quarterbacks. And Peter said he's still hasn't been able to figure it out. So, what is your opinion on running backs being underpaid in the NFL? Ed, go ahead.
Well, I don't agree with him at all. I mean, they're disposable, we found out. I believe receivers are going to be the next group you're going to find that they're easily replaceable as well. I mean, I don't know what he's complaining about. Can he not afford a personalized stick to beat his kids with, or... he's got plenty of money.
Or like a belt.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
But
It was a switch.
a switch, yeah, but probably was autographed or wood burned into it,
Yeah, by Ray Rice.
So, Eric, before we move on, like Christian McCaffrey just signed a deal, 4 years for $16 million per year. Now remember, that came at the expense of probably cutting Cam Newton.
Right.
Okay, and I've never thought Cam Newton was the end-all, be-all, but now you're going to see what you got with just a running back. So, once again, McCaffrey also has a different skill set. He almost becomes a slot receiver for you at times.
Absolutely.
Adrian Peterson never was that guy. Now, don't get me wrong, Adrian Peterson is a Hall of Famer. We all probably agree on that.
Oh, yeah.
But, so, Eric, what do you think about the running back underpaid thought?
It's kind of situational. In the case of McCaffrey, it's a tough thing because they're workhorses, but we've kind of seen that their longevity. I mean, Peterson's kind of the exemption to the rule, but 3-4 years. I mean, the Arian Fosters of the world and guys like that you may. And we're kind of seeing with Le'Veon Bell, you're throwing a lot of money at them, and what's happening? They're fading quickly. So, yeah, I kind of disagree with you, Adrian Peterson, and shut up because you got your money. I mean, you're one of those guys that were the exemption. You got through it. Yeah, it's a tough call. It's based on. What's beneficial right now to the NFL, and it's not
I think
the
Eric
NFL.
makes a great point. Financially,
Who?
the guy that won the bench clearing brawl.
Oh, yep.
That guy?
That guy.
Great point, Eric.
I'm starting to get my wings.
So a great point that financially in the NFL, I mean, it makes sense to run these guys for 4 years, dispose of them when they become expensive, and replace them because they are replaceable. They're like a new lawnmower. Okay, 4 years, I need a new one.
Yeah, it's economics. I mean, they're a
It makes
commodity.
sense. You can spend that money elsewhere.
What's the value of their commodity right now?
Here's my point. Does the run still set up the passing game?
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
does it? I mean, just think about this. I mean, these guys, who's setting up the running game for you,
But the thing I'll say about that, and this is, when when I was younger, which is a long time ago, the one thing I always thought about you when you watch sports, especially NFL, you're like, for me it was the Bears. Oh, look at Walter Payton. Look at this. Look at that. But Walter Payton was a great running back, but their offensive line was extraordinary and very good, and their defensive line was even better. Right. So when you get older, you understand lines is what teams are about. I'd rather spend my money on a gold mint offensive line, and if you can strike gold to the quarterback. And guess what? I'll just draft quarterbacks every 4 years because I got 4 years on them, like Ed said and Eric said, and I'll just keep doing it. I'll find a running back in the draft that can run behind these guys, and guess what? I'll just keep doing it. Because I can get out of. Here's the thing: I can pay offensive linemen and quarterbacks, and I can get 8 years out of them to 10 years at least. Right. I can't get more into running backs. It's hard. You don't find the Adrian Petersons, the Paytons, the Barry Sanders. I named guys. We can. It's hard. You can name them. Take best running backs for a draft, and we name guys that were like flash in the pan guys to be part of the draft because it was just kind of like that.
How many Arian Fosters, David Johnsons? How many of those guys that lasted 2 years?
Yeah. Those are great running backs that you mentioned running behind terrible lines.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's hard. That's
really what it comes down to.
And I think the quarterback thing is that great lines, a running game does a great job, but if your line isn't good, your quarterback's going to die anyway.
Right.
Yeah. He's going to get killed back there. It doesn't matter how good or bad he is. It doesn't matter. Yes, some make more mistakes than others, but at the end of the day, a bad line is not going to win you anything. It's hard to get far. I mean, look at last year's Super Bowl participant, the 49ers. They probably had the best line in football. Now, they came short of the prize, but I mean, Chiefs line wasn't no rollover either. They had a pretty good offensive line too. They had. I mean, I would take the 49ers line over the Chiefs, but the Chiefs won.
They come down to the defense.
It came down. But they got there and they showed both in the playoffs what their offensive lines could do when it push came to shove.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the money, like how far do you get down the line when you start ranking the value of the position? So quarterback. You want a pass rusher. You want a shut down corner, the wide out. I mean, is the tight end even more value right now than the running back? I mean,
for sure.
And again, the blind side.
I believe so.
The blind side offensive lineman. I mean, like, where do you go? How many do you go down? 6, 7 before you get to the actual running back? And again, if they're a flash in the pan and their longevity's 4 or 5 years at the most.
I mean, this is shown the last 3-4 years. Saquon Barkley was a high draft pick, well deserved. He played great. But remember, this is also a position. The ball's in their hands. They probably have the most chance of injury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Awkward tackle.
Yep.
Well,
in a block, you get caught weird.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks obviously. But if they know how to get rid of the ball and are smart with their bodies and get using the slide rules right and all that, you can stay away from linemen. I know people can roll up, but linemen. Those guys put on a brace and go out there and play with torn meat. They don't care. You don't need the lateral movement of a running back to play offensive line. You got to be able to move, but if you're smart, you can play the position.
Right.
And if you said pass rusher, I think right now in the NFL is number 2 probably. It's tough to find.
Yeah.
Pass rusher are tough to find, and I'm not using the Packers to rip on the Packers, but they went out and got 2 pass rushers last year. But it showed you that you need one more piece in that middle to stop the run.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, run stopper.
Yeah, run stopper. The run stopper might be even higher than a running back at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can't run, then you have to quarterback. That's where the turnovers come, and you put your offense in great position.
In those 2 teams you mentioned earlier, the Niners and the Chiefs, how many running backs did they have, or star running backs? They had multiple running backs each team.
Well, Damian Williams was going to be. He was supposed to be Kareem Hunt. Gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Damian Williams, they survived without a running back last year. It was a committee. The kid came out. It wasn't Damian Williams, but the other kid. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yeah. But he came out and played well. I mean, look at the look at both look at both Super Bowl teams last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It was you would not draft one of their running backs in the top 10 of fantasy.
No, not even close.
But you might take them for your team.
This is the argument against what Adrian Peterson is
exactly.
saying.
This is saying that we all agree. I think that he's nuts,
and it's got to be a tough. Things it's cyclical. I mean, and this has got to be a tough spot for a GM because when you have somebody that is great, I mean, you gotta flow with it. Yeah. I mean, you gotta go with it. I mean, go ahead.
Like Eric's saying, is the way it's set up now. Would Barry Sanders be an every down back, or would he be splitting time with somebody now because of his speed? And
okay.
I don't believe he would.
I don't think you would know more, Willie. He wasn't a big pass catching threat back in the day.
No, he wasn't. But I tell you what, I mean,
It would be hard to. I mean, because actually, I know Peyton could catch the ball, and there's a guy that played after Peyton that people tend to forget in Chicago. Neil Anderson was an incredible pass catcher.
Yep.
And that was when it was starting. Marshall Faulk. This when stuff started happening. So,
But Peyton could get you at 3rd and 2 with that first down. Barry Sanders wasn't that kind of guy.
no,
really.
I don't think it was a tackle between a tackle guy.
No, he wasn't.
And it's not taking away how great he was. I mean, don't get me
No,
wrong.
yeah.
he couldn't run because that line was so terrible.
Yeah.
But that was my.
Forrest.
I think he's the greatest running
Well,
back
they
ever.
had
But
Lomas Brown. They had
They had a couple of decent
It was
people, but
terrible. But yeah, you're
but
right.
you got to have a solid line.
Yeah, I mean, and so the hard part is, what do you have to compare to Barry Sanders these days? I mean, is it Saquon Barkley?
I think Barkley's close,
He's
but Barkley's a
close,
better
yeah, very close.
Barkley's a pass catcher.
That's right.
And that's why he was picked so high.
Yeah.
I believe that's why he's
Derrick
picked
Henry?
Derrick Henry, another guy.
He's a bruiser.
Problem with Derrick Henry is they're going to give a guy. He got the franchise tag this year, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. He's staying with Tennessee, but this is a guy who's been oft injured left and right. He's a straight up runner. Doesn't bode well in the NFL. Eddie George is a great runner too for Tennessee, straight up runner. But you run straight up and down, too much body to hit. You're eventually, and he had I think a lot of Derrick Henry's problems were his legs, which obviously we all understand. Running backs, legs are kind of important. It's like taking a mechanic and breaking his hands. It's not going to work the next day. I mean,
Right.
So I mean, so once again, what Peterson's saying, and I'm not trying to make this into a different subject, but with all the other problems in the world right now, this is your biggest beef.
That's true.
This is the biggest thing. You're worried about all the money you made. Well, you know what? Share your freaking money then. How's that sound? You know.
Well, he's made a buttload.
Well, yeah.
A buttload of money.
And how'd that work out for him? How many championships did he win so far?
I'm going to go with 0.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's making all the money. They don't have quarterbacks.
Well, mainly because he's been.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
In the NFC North. With the Packers.
The Vikings had some couple good teams when he was there, but they just couldn't get over the hump. I mean,
Right.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have been missing parts because you didn't have that money to spend. And I once again, I'm not.
How about this, Adrian Peterson? Hold on to the freaking football.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Who's had more fumbles since Peterson's started playing? And that's the answer is Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson wins the fumbles.
You should have hung out there with Kirk Cousins. How you like that?
Yeah, how you like it? Yeah.
You like that?
I mean, I would say people not Kirk Cousins, but if Kirk Cousins would have Adrian Peterson behind him, and Dalvin Cook's a good back, but he wants more money now too. So
Talk about
Delvin's holding. He's going to hold.
yeah, he's going to hold out too. So let's do one more before we get out here.
Wait, I need one more pitcher in my snake draft. I'm going to go with Tom. I'm going to go with Tom Glavine.
Oh, good pick.
300 wins. 300 wins.
That's right, yeah.
Who's the last guy to win 300 games? Was it Glavine?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, it's not.
Could be Maddox?
No,
Maddox
Glavine would have been
him.
at it.
Oh, last guy to win it.
Might be Randy Johnson.
It's not Burley. Great pitcher.
Pedro.
Verlander's nowhere close. Kershaw's nowhere close.
Way to get us off task here.
I like this.
He's got 7 pitchers now. He doesn't even need a bullpen. When we do the bullpen, he only gets 1 guy now.
Is it my turn? 303. Who's that? Randy.
I was right.
303.
Randy Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
The photographer
Tom
again.
Glavine, 305.
Tom, the guy with pitchers, the guy that takes pictures.
Who was last then?
Was the greatest pitcher.
Is it Randy?
It's one of those two.
Yeah, he was the last one.
That's a great question for upcoming weeks.
Well, we already know the answer, so it's not going to be a
No,
great
will
question.
anybody else ever win 300 ever?
Not,
Well, that's
not
that's
the way the game
That's in the
is
future.
played
We have to
now.
look. That's in the future. We'll have to look.
Barry Sanders. No?
So we should go into the future.
So here's my last question on night.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, finally.
And let's write that.
Can't wait.
What was that question you said? 300 wins. I'll write that down. Put it in my memory bank. So the last question, and this is kind of an easy one, but I want to see if anybody has any arguments for it differently. Could the best college team beat a pro team?
In which sport?
Any sport.
It doesn't matter.
Well, and now Willie has a sport close to his heart that I never thought of this, but I think it's possible in soccer.
Yeah, you know what? I think so.
I really do. You take an MLS team and play against a special college team. You take a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds playing soccer. It's a different sport if you know how to play it right.
I'm going to say, you know what's going to happen more often than not is probably in women's soccer.
Well,
Think about this. when they hit their peak.
They're getting thicker.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. But no, you think about, that could happen.
Yeah.
A college basketball team beating a women's pro team. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, we know the boys, it's like the U15 team has beat the women's gold medal team multiple times.
Do you remember when they used to play football?
That was Arena South.
Yes.
In Soldier Field.
Yeah, that was the old
The
days.
college all-star game was college all-stars against NFL all-stars.
Yes.
Yeah, but in those
And then
days,
college would beat them.
Well,
yeah,
Lombardi
but college
lost.
was the pinnacle then.
But the thing
the
is,
NFL was like a joke.
and pro players would go to work every day and play football after work. But
Yes.
college players are training every day to play football.
Yeah.
Lombardi lost to the college all-stars. That's that famous scene where he's like, "What the hell's going on out here?"
Yeah.
He lost.
Because you
He
had
had the UCLA
you had-
pennant on.
You had guys that had to work that came to play football after, where college kids were in college getting to play, practice and work all day. So
Yeah.
when they played, and Soldier Field used to seat 110,000. It used to
Yeah.
be longer and bigger, and they used to sell out that
She
place
said.
for that game. So I guess when I think that question, I guess is it possible and different? Is it possible in baseball?
No.
Well, if you get a kid if you get a college kid that does go to college for 4 years,
A Mark Pryor type guy.
let's say Mark Pryor pitches a game for a team. Can he hold a team down and get lucky a couple bounces and get a couple hits and they win?
What's the toughest
It's-
team in baseball? If you don't see a pitcher, first time they come out, they usually
Yeah.
own a team.
I believe football.
It was a
is
one
by-
game-
Football
one
is
game.
for sure a no.
No way.
Basketball's a no.
Basketball also is a no.
I think
because
baseball is possible. Just that.
baseball
Just
is
because
also,
a pitcher.
Baseball's 99%, 1% maybe. I would say.
But that Mark Pryor theory.
yeah, Pryor.
There's been a few
Phenom.
guys that come directly from college, went right into the pros.
Yeah, you got
and
Steven
pitched.
Strasburg coming up or something like
Yeah,
that.
how about the
Did
best-
he even go to college?
The best curling team.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
That we don't
Bowling.
Bowling, yeah.
Bowling. Eh?
Right.
Eh.
I don't know.
Croquet.
I really don't
But if
know.
you take let's say we'll take the big four and we'll add soccer, make it 5. I would say
Well,
soccer is
hockey's no chance
hockey's
because of
not
the
a chan-
because of the
size and the
physicality.
speed. The speed changes.
Yeah, it's
as you
no
play in the
chance.
pros, the speed's so
Just
fast.
like football.
I mean, you go to a hockey game and you watch an AHL game.
Right.
It's pretty good. Good entertainment. You go to a Blackhawk game or a pro game. It's like these guys. I mean, they get up and they skate faster backwards than any
Oh.
college kid probably skates forward. Overall, I'm not saying
Yeah.
all of them. It's insane. So football's a no, hockey's a no, baseball is a.
Slight-
I would always bet the baseball team 1,001 every time.
I mean, basketball it just could be that college players play defense.
Yeah, but
Still, it's like you got
if you take
incredible
the
athletes
best
playing in the
5
NBA.
players now,
No,
you
I
take
think-
LeBron, Giannis,
Yeah.
and anybody else.
No, could the
Who's going to guard
universe
Giannis?
Could some of Calipari's teams beaten,
the worst team in
the Phoenix
worst,
Suns?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, and that's a good question.
They had
because
NBA
the
players on
Kentucky
that team.
you
teams,
take
yeah.
you take them, and all 4 guys got drafted.
Yeah.
Right. Because there was.
Remember
No
the
chance.
Kentucky team that the Badgers actually beat in the Final Four? You had 4 NBA players. On
Okay,
that
that
team.
tells me that no, they can't.
no chance.
The Badgers beat them,
But-
and I'm not making fun of the Badgers, but the Badgers beat
But
them.
any given night type of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we're not talking a 7-game series or anything.
I'm going
like
to
that.
pull out a wild card here. There is no freaking way a professional athlete is going to allow that to happen.
Yeah,
To
just
show
camera.
up their team and have Kentucky come in there, a bunch of kids, and beat them. There's no possible way. They would murder them on the court.
Yeah, there'd be a show of. Yeah, I agree.
They're,
I think soccer.
WNBA maybe.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I think so.
Willie's a big
But a WNBA, man, is the same
is
thing.
that a sport?
But you got the best women. I mean, you're putting the best women
Yeah,
on
I
the
don't
team.
believe it
and-
either.
I'm going to tell you what.
And once again, you get to that level, and they all can shoot.
Right.
College, not every girl can shoot on the court. Even, and same with men's college. They all can't shoot. You get to the pros, most of the people can shoot overall. It's not like it was back in the 70s and 80s when everybody could shoot. They're scoring 120 a game, but still, I would take any pro team.
I mean, how about
in?
individual sports? Golf?
Oh,
tennis?
yeah, that's all
that's all.
possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we saw, wasn't it in the LPGA, a U.S., it was like amateur won the U.S. Open.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tiger, when he was younger, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he competed.
he competed, but didn't win.
He never won until he was actually a pro, so.
Yeah. So I believe that.
So baseball is what we're agreeing on is the only one that's even possible.
Maybe that's only if you get a pitcher like a.
But
It had to be like a Pryor
Yeah,
that
he's
came
Pryor,
out that was
yeah.
ready to go right into the majors.
Pryor, Strasburg.
Yeah,
like
those-
Pryor and Lux were on the same team. Maybe Lux played the. I mean, Lux is a good infield, a good hitter, and yet going to be a good hitter, I think.
yeah, but when he came out of high school, there's no.
But he didn't go to college. though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He didn't play. Yeah, you're talking Pryor went to college.
Yes.
And didn't Tony Gwynn go to college?
Well, you have. I mean, it wasn't.
San Diego State.
Yeah.
Price was at Vanderbilt, and I think Archer.
Yeah. So
Those guys went almost directly into the majors.
So you never know. I don't know.
But it's
I
it'd be
still
a fluke. It'd be total fluke.
I know your answer would be no, but I think overall we would say no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it would
Generally,
be, but
yes.
it's good to hear. Yeah, it's good to hear both sides of everything.
There's no way football, basketball, or hockey, just the physicality would wipe them out.
Okay. So I think that's a good show tonight, guys.
Hell yeah.
Went well. I'm glad to see
First
you
time
guys
all together.
Yeah, in person. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are taller in person.
Yeah, and I'm not as heavy as the pitcher. I don't think. Yeah.
He's thinning out a little bit.
Yeah. So closing thoughts. Ed, what do you have for closing thoughts?
I wasn't planning this. I could probably use another pitcher too. Now that Eric's got 7 or 8,
6.
whatever.
Well, you go home and get that pleasure ring or whatever the heck you were talking about.
I'm hoping.
Eric,
Helps you
closing
soften the
thoughts?
mouth.
My closing thoughts are: let's be careful with fireworks this Independence Day. Have fun. I know our communities are not having the stuff we want to have, but if you're going to handle fireworks and you're going to have campfires and all that good stuff and alcohol, please be safe.
Okay, and Willie.
Just got to tell you guys, I'm really happy to be with all you guys back together again. I'm very verklempt. I don't know if I can talk about this anymore, but it's awesome. And, and we're socially distancing too, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Although Willie did just stop me outside of the bathroom to tell me his feelings.
What were they?
They're not going on the air.
There's a lot of good man love tonight.
So, we covered all the topics. Once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. We are on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. We just found out this week on July 11th, the Basement Benchwarmers will be doing it's a softball game in memory of our friend Steve Blade Hess, and the Memorial Forum, little get-together at the Moose Lodge in Kenosha. We will be announcing the softball tournament, so come out, check us out. Yeah, July 11th. That'd be great to see everybody.
We love to be heckled.
Yeah, we like to be heckled, but we'll heckle you back because we have microphones, so it's very easy for us. So for Ed, Eric, and Willie, I am Scott, and we are the Basement Benchwarmers. Stay healthy, wash your hands, and have a good week.
Day after day, I'm more confused. Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain. You know that's a game that I hate to lose. And I'm feeling the strain. Oh, it is shame. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Won't you take me away? Beginning to think that I'm wasting time. I don't understand the things I do. The world outside looks so unkind, and I'm counting on you. You can carry me through. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Won't you take me away? that you're giving me.
The joy that you're giving me.
I want you to know that I believe in your song.
Oh, yeah.
Rhythm and rhyme and harmony. You help me along.
Making me strong.
Oh, you're making me strong. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost